Hey, hello. Hey everybody. Donna here. Welcome back to my channel. So nice to be back with all of you. I have been away for a while, and so this is just a little catch up, a little ramble, and I'll share some new decks with you and tell you what I've been up to. And this is a warm up right here. I'm warming up my palms, getting back in the saddle, as it were. I hope everything looks good. I haven't done this in so long. I could barely even remember how to set up my tripod, literally. So I hope you all have been doing well. I have been with you on TarotTube. I've been watching lots of videos. It started out that I took a little time off in the summer. End of June, beginning of July, I was away up in Canada, and I had every intention of filming while I was there and taking you guys along with me into my other life, my other summer life. And then it's a whole long story, but once I got there, I just needed time off, away, like not filming, not having commitments, just doing what I needed to do. And before I knew it, July had gone by, August went by. I did film a little bit at the end of August, which I intended to make into a video. I still have that. Maybe I'll still do that because I went on location somewhere for a TarotTube friend, and that didn't happen. Anyway, it involved editing, so that quickly discouraged me because I'm still not editing. So this has to be one take or you'll never see it. So that was July and August. I had a really great summer. We go up to Nova Scotia in the summer. We have family up there and friends and a little cottage. And we'd been away for 3 years because of the pandemic. And so it was like this huge quest and feat to return to our beloved land up there and life. And once I got there, I was so happy to be there that I just said, I'm just going to be in the experience. So that's what I did, and no regrets, I guess. But anyway, what else? Also, this summer I was finishing up a 22-week tarot course with our lovely Sadhana, her Tarot Foundations course that I started back in the spring. And so that was also like a big part of my focus. That's about all I had energy and time to do. Such a great course. I learned so much, and I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to do a deep dive into tarot. Sadhana is a wonderful teacher, mentor, and it was just a really, really great experience. So there was that. And then I was back the beginning of September. Took a little while to get resituated here. And I don't know, the fall has just flown by. It's already November. So that's the basic gist of where I've been. But along the way, I did acquire a few new decks, and so I thought I would share them with you and chat to you about those and weave in whatever else comes up about how my tarot practice has been going. So I'll try to go in, I think I'll go in order of appearance, in order of acquiring. So I'm positive that on one of my other videos, I mentioned the SuperLunaris, which I'm super fond of. And I was so fond of it that I decided that I would check out the other. I had I guess it's the original, well, not the original, one of the earlier editions with the gilding and everything, and the cards are stiffer. And that's a lovely edition, but then I saw they had a linen edition, and I thought, oh, I just was longing to be able to riffle shuffle it. So I ordered the linen edition. Here it is, and it is lovely. It's not quite the cardstock I was expecting, but I'm still loosening up, and what I've been doing is dividing the deck in half and then ruffling it this way. Let me see if I can do it where you guys can see. Just a good little trick for when you have a new deck and you really need to work it, because I can riffle the whole deck, but it's hard. Again, this is a small hand trick. So I've been doing this a lot to just really kind of break it in, you know, just riffling it in 2 piles. So I'm looking forward to just really getting this like nice and loose and just well loved, and you know, nitty gritty with it. But anyway, it's such a great deck. I love this deck. I love the art. I love the colors. I love the modern take on the RWS. So there was that. So I did spend time with that this summer, and that went along with me. So SuperLunaris. Also, at the beginning of the summer, this lovely came on my radar. I saw it on someone's channel here, someone I don't really know. I just kind of randomly happened upon this. The Empath's Oracle. Or maybe it was, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll think of whose it was. Anyway, I resisted it briefly because my first thought was, as I mentioned before, I adore this deck. Very similar title. So this is the Empathic Oracle. This is the Empath's Possessive Oracle. And when I saw this, I thought, oh, I can't have anything take me away from my beloved Empathic Oracle. I couldn't possibly. Clunk. But the art, I mean, the art on this deck, let me flip and show you, just grabbed me so super much that I became smitten. So I had to check it out. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful deck, and the book that goes with it is really well done. It's great information. It's different. So if you're, you know, if you're drawn, if you're an empath, if you're interested, if you're having the same kind of dilemma, you're wondering, they're 2 very different beasts, is what I would say to you. They come from different perspective. They both have great guidebooks. I find them both super helpful. This is still my go-to, I would say, just because I have a special bond with it, and also because it's a little smaller and it just feels better in my hand. It feels more comfortable to shuffle, which I am really learning the last couple months is just becoming super important to me. And I'm starting to really focus on that, like the size of the cards, how they feel in my hand, the cardstock, all these things, really important. And I'm starting to really honor that and paying attention as I'm looking at, you know, different decks and looking through my collection. You know, it's not to say I'm going to pass on bigger decks all the time, but it's just the smaller decks that fit me better. Those are becoming my go-tos, and it's because for me it is very much it's a tactile thing. I need it to feel good in my hands. I need to put my energy in there. I need to put the energy of whoever I'm reading for into the deck through my hands as I like work the deck. It's like making bread. It's like making bread, you know, or making some kind of food that you get your hands into the mix or the dough or the batter. And I can't do that with certain size decks. So that's interesting. So I'm just working with all that. So this is the Empath's Oracle. I'll give you another peek at like this guidebook. It's a little bigger and chunkier. It's all color photos. It's great. It's great. I highly recommend it. So I'll probably maybe I'll do another video on just that deck. But anyway, this is just sort of a quick look-see of what's new, what I've been up to. So there was that, and I did work with that this summer. And then also, after much agonizing, I'm not really sure why, because I was drawn to this deck like well over a year ago. Tried to talk someone else into loving this deck so that I could give it to them, and they resisted. So finally I thought, okay, this is right up my alley. So it's the Pagan Otherworlds. So this went along for the summer with me as well. Trying to get all the cards out of the box. It comes with these lovely moon cards, which is really a very cool thing. Haven't bonded with it yet, I will be honest. I mean, I'm delighted and honored to have it in my house. It is totally beautiful. I love how spacious it feels. Sorry, I'm totally out of practice here, guys. Can you even see these? But as I was warned, several people I heard saying it is a very slippery deck. And it's bigger than standard tarot size, so it's a little big for me. So I haven't just quite learned how to... I'm still getting the feel, the physical hand feel of this deck. But I pray that it will come. I know I have to put in the time and really work with it. But I love the art. I love the tone of it. Actually, the color palette reminds me of Nova Scotia. Like, to me, this is Nova Scotia coloring. And so I'll get there with this deck. But it's gonna take some doing, and it's been around, but I don't know, I've been drawn to other things. So Pagan Otherworlds, really lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, let's see what else. So those are the summer decks, and then shortly after I got back in September, this lovely deck was sort of, it was on my radar, but it wasn't top of the list. I don't know, it was just sort of around, like, that's interesting. I heard a couple people talk about it, and oh no, I'm gonna draw a blank. But the one of our beloved tarot tubers really sold it to me one day. What she said about the deck. She just said this was like kind of how she saw it. I can't remember the words now, of course, but yeah, I thought, okay, here, Tarot Saint Croix, here it is. So I decided to go for it, and this is the first edition, which is out of print, and someone was selling it on Facebook Marketplace. So I got lucky. It's beautiful, brand new condition, and I fell in love right away. Again, it's a size thing. Like, it's really a good size for me. The cardstock, it works well for me. Flip, 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 flip for everybody. But it was something more than that. It's just sort of like one of those decks right out of the box, and you're like, oh yeah, wow. I get this deck, you know, I really get it. I love the guidebook. It's really well done. It's small and concise, and I'm also learning, like, I really like small and concise guidebooks that come with the same size as the cards right in the box. It's easier for me to focus somehow. As much as I love words and I'm a writer and all of that, I like concise in my tarot guidebooks. So that's a big part of why we are working really super well together right out of the gate. The colors are fun, you know, like the orange is all the talk about, the, you know, the orange borders and all of that. I love them, and it feels very autumnal to me, very September. I'm an autumnal baby, and I got this deck in September, you know, so like there's this beautiful color synergy with the deck going on right away for me, right out of the gate, that I love. And I hope it, like, I feel that way all year long, because I want this to be a deck that I use all the time, not just in the autumn. So all of that. And I mean, I've only read for myself with this deck so far, but the readings are really, really clear. Oh no, I think I've read for one other tarot friend, colleague. But the readings are really like spot on, like really, really quite astounding. And I'm developing like this relationship where, how do I want to say this? Like, I can come to it when I don't even quite know what I want, and just start shuffling, and, you know, just ask a very general question. It's very clarifying for me, and very comfortable. Like, it's helping me take some of the formality out of reading for myself, and I really like that. So Tarot Saint Croix. And just so people know, there's a newer edition. This deck is in print. It's a different edition. It has black borders, and it's available. It is an indie deck, but if you just Google it, you'll get to the creator's website, and you'll be able to order that way. And it's an affordable deck. It's not a super pricey indie deck. Okay, so there's that. Tarot Saint Croix. Let's tuck this back away. So mostly this is what I've been doing. I've had this, I think, close to a month, and I've just spent a lot of time with this deck, and that has been lovely. And, you know, other decks as well here or there, but this seems to be my new go-to RWS deck. So I'm loving that. And then after that, well, somewhere in there, last year sometime, I ordered the new version of the Kazanlar Tarot. I'm super, super in love with the art of the Kazanlar Tarot. Again, I don't have a great reading relationship with it yet, but I have like a lot of awe for this deck, visually, and how it's a very, what's the word? Like it's very cross-cultural, this deck, and a lot of research has gone into it. So I was without an English guidebook, which is for this deck. Like, this is a deck you really need the guidebook, because it's many cultures, and there's a lot to know. So this came out not that long ago. I was on the creator's mailing list to get a little notice that this was available, and you just have to pay shipping if you've purchased this imprint version. And so this came to me just a couple weeks ago, and I'm starting to spend time with that. So that has been really, really lovely, and I'm looking forward to working with us over the dark months, the winter months, Kazanlar. Then I think I have two more things to show you. How are we doing? Somehow, again, on TarotTube, somebody I didn't know, just a random video that I was watching for fun, this deck came up, and I had never heard of it, never seen it, and I was like, what is that? This is the Energy Archeology Oracle, you guys. And I just want to say right off the bat, this is an amazing deck. And if you are a spiritual person like me, who you're really interested in holistic healing, healthcare, the body, maybe you have a Reiki background, if you have a massage background, any cranial sacral, any of those modalities, chiropractic, or you need this work. I'm just going to tell you, you need this oracle. This is an amazing piece of work. This woman has synthesized a whole bunch of modalities into an oracle deck. Absolutely beautiful art. The card stock, it's quality, start to finish. Beautiful box. Concise, not a lot of, this is what you get, literally. This little flip top box and a compact book, and it's beautiful. It feels great in the hand. It shuffles well. It's basically kind of, I would say, standard tarot size. I don't have an RWS right here, but it's a lovely, lovely deck. Okay, here, let me show you some of the images. So each of the cards has a keyword. This is the keyword, the larger typeface. A little hard to see in my lighting. But in person, you know, it's pretty manageable, the writing. So there's a keyword, and then underneath is the bone in the body that it corresponds to. And it's literally the wisdom of our bones, the energetic connections, the emotional connections. What I did with it when I first got it was just went through and took out all the cards that corresponded to just areas in my body where I have challenges, where I have discomfort. And I just sat and worked with them for like more than a week before I even shuffled the deck. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to understand what she had to say about those areas of the body. And it gave me so much insight. It's so beautiful. Okay, here, let me flip and read some of these to you. This is sternum, vulnerability. Radius, ulna, and tibia, fibula. Okay, this is one that's merged, but most of them are single bones. Clavicles, open. Atlas vertebra, attachment. Fourth finger and toe, love. This one, right orbital socket, visioning. Yeah, this is a very interesting card for me. Occipital, the occipital ridge, dreaming. Oop. Dreaming. Hyoid, potential. Lumbar spine, stability. So anyway, check it out. It's an indie deck. It's available on Etsy. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I'm looking forward to spending all kinds of time. With this deck. I don't know that I may get to the point where I randomly draw from this, but this, yeah, I don't know. This feels like a different kind of tool. It's almost like, it's like a reference. It's like a reference. This is definitely a reference book for me. And yeah, I may be working with these cards in a different way. We'll see. So this was just a lovely, lovely find. And I think that's it. I have one other one, but we're running a little long. I'm going to save that for another time. And it's a very recent acquisition, so it can have its own time in the sun. So that's it, everybody. It's nice to be back here with you, and I appreciate all of you. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for commenting and sending my love to everyone out there. Take good care.